Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Fix it forward auto care. The name you trust for car repair. Fix it forward auto care. The name you trust for car repair.
The team at Fix It Ford Auto Care is unique, trustworthy, and driven to serve. Help others while you get your auto fixed at Fix It Ford Auto Care in Moorhead. Find out more online at fixitfordautocare.com.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
Welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for joining us on this Monday afternoon. It's 1:06 right now, and it's a pretty nice afternoon out there right now as well. We'll be running down a check on that forecast for you here in just a few moments. Meteorologist Justin Storm, Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki off to my left, further to my left, Ag Director Bridgette Readel, and if you go all the way around the table, our producer Jacob in the other room. Thank you, Jacob, for doing a rock star job as you always do. Guys, fun things on the show today. We got a guest that'll be coming up on our 120 segment. That's Sam Krohn, Ducks Unlimited Programs for Farmers. We'll be talking about what the Ducks got going on in agriculture.
What the duck is going on?
What the duck is going on. So we got all sorts of fun things to talk to Sam about with that. Also, a few ag topics we'll be running down on throughout this afternoon is Dean trying not to cough up a lung. Legislation on behalf of veterinarians and Agtegra buildings. Partnership with Technical College for students. What else we got? North Dakota Mill and Elevator sets a record for the fiscal year. So we got all sorts of fun things going on today. Dean, did you get that lung figured out over there? All right, cigarette still kicking your butt.
That's catchy. I'll do it next.
And Bridgette, how is your cigarette problem coming along?
I thankfully do not have one today at this point, but give me time. I don't know. This whole fall season, it's been so dry in the fields. You know, we have a lot of dust coming off.
Oh, yes.
Normally, this doesn't bother me, but apparently the older I go, the crotchetier and worse I get at coughing, sneezing. I'm like an upper respiratory disaster every time where I go.
No.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
You sure it's not the cigarettes?
No.
No, all right. You're not sure it's not the
I can actually say there's one thing I've never smoked a cigarette.
Hey, good for you.
So
Never.
I've smoked a couple, but
anything
it's
else?
just not for me.
Cigar.
A cigar?
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I can't stand the taste of tobacco. It's just I
So that's
can't
tough
stand
to be a
it.
smoker.
Oh, it's very hard for me to be a smoker, yes.
But I do remember we have a guest from North Carolina, and she'll be coming back on with us, Susan Weaver Ford, to talk about tobacco harvest because she farms tobacco.
Oh,
and
word.
We hardly even got time to talk about it. There were so many things to talk about, her being right outside of Asheville, North Carolina, and just the chaos of encroachment and so forth. But I do want to hear how harvest went. I've been told
Sounds pretty interesting.
it's pretty hand labor intensive, and touching that, you do actually get a contact high.
Nice.
So, yeah, so a lot of times they don't have kids helping because just if you're not used to that, you get sick.
That's one way to catch a buzz.
Right.
Off of tobacco.
Touching the tobacco
Touching the
leaves.
leaves.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was not aware of that.
Oh.
Well, the things we learn here, Dean, every
Dean, you gotta start
day.
growing tobacco in the backyard to go with the cow and the goat and that other plant.
Well, the goat would eat them all, so.
It's just happening. You just never know.
Well, what do you say? Should we start her off on an ag topic here, Bridgette?
Sure can.
Why don't we
Okay.
go?
How about the state mill and elevator?
Yeah, let's hit on the mill elevator.
Do you guys know what the situation is with us having a state mill and elevator? Are you familiar?
It lets you get from floor 1 to floor 5 real quick.
Cute.
We'll just
Right there? Thank you.
Yeah.
North Dakota is the only state-owned mill in the United States. Turned 100 last year. They run about 40 million bushels of spring wheat and durum through that mill every year. Last year, as they have just recently most ended their fiscal year, they have indeed seen an 18% profit in their supply. They also are looking at this that's about a 17% increase. A lot of that's being driven by increased shipment volumes, market volatility, so they're knocking off the highs when they're selling. But it's a unique situation with having our own state mill and elevator, which is actually governed by the Industrial Commission, which is comprised of the governor, the attorney general, and the ag commissioner, Doug Goring. So there you go. If you were unfamiliar with that, that mill is in Grand Forks. Justin, go drive by.
Indeed it is. I used to drive by it all the time. Man,
Take
what's
some
that giant
photos.
building? Oh, that's what it is.
And buy local, you can buy North Dakota flour on the shelf at the grocery
Yeah, we
stores.
just picked up a box of old North Dakota Mill pancake mix.
Nice.
Yes.
Way to support.
They're delicious, by the way, if you
Well,
haven't had it.
Positive to know. And you could sprinkle some American Crystal sugar over that. You're
More
making
of
your
a
pancakes.
Butterworks or Butterworth's
Got it.
syrup.
Got it. Okay, so my dad, he didn't always really like pancake syrup or maple syrup. He would get the Caro corn syrup out of the pantry. That
Corn
thick white
syrup.
stuff that you use when you're making like
You know, I suppose it's
caramels?
rich.
Yeah. That just makes my teeth hurt thinking about it.
Oh,
Goodness.
Dean, do you eat pancakes? You
Sometimes.
Don't. You look like a guy that eats pancakes.
Sometimes. I'll go to pancake feeds.
Yeah, you go to
I'm not
IHOP.
gonna make them. I'm not gonna make them at home. But
No, really.
no.
Too much work.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do scrambled eggs and maybe French toast.
Cracking a bagel in half and slapping cream cheese on it about as much breakfast I get in me. And that's maybe a couple times a week.
Is that before or after the half pack of cigarettes?
Well, the cigarettes usually come at night, so I suppose that's afterwards.
Okay.
As a guy who used to cook in a kitchen, I'd have thought you'd have been something gourmet-ish all day long.
See, there's a lot of people that think that,
And they're
and
wrong?
after cooking for so long, I just don't want to touch food.
Also,
Like after cooking all day for 1,000 people, the last thing I want to do is cook more food for myself.
it is tough on your calorie intake. I'm
Although
just
the
saying.
best thing is when you do find some downtime, usually you can flip over a 5-gallon bucket in a restaurant and eat a little bit of leftovers or something that didn't make it on a plate when the rush is done. So that's about as much as you get to look forward to in a restaurant.
Okay, so speaking of skills, let's take an egg headline here and use a transfer of those
Oh,
skills.
okay.
So Mitchell, South Dakota, Mitchell Tech, which is a technical
Is that where the tires
school.
come from?
Not exactly. They are a
It's
technical
where the Corn
school.
Palace is.
It is where the Corn Palace is. And that school, they are partnering with Agtegra, who is one of our large regional agronomy service centers. So they have precision ag that they work with, seed, fertilizer, chemistry, they buy grain, etc. They even have fuel at some locations. Well, they're partnering so that kids who want to go to Mitchell Tech come out with some of those skills that you can use in their precision program. So working directly on planters, you're probably going to be working on some of the downforce, some of the precision plant items that go on there. You could be talking about furrow force, V-Drive, which is a seed meter with electric drive system. Students are going to come out of that program having all those skills right off the bat and being able to take those to work with them. Plus, it's a feeder line for Agtegra to get employees. So all of that, I think, adds up to what we're seeing more often in the region, where we're watching a lot of equipment manufacturers wanting to do that as they try to gain more employees whenever possible.
Sounds like a win-win.
I'll sign you up.
Let's go for it.
You look
Try
like
it out.
you look like a mechanical kind of guy, especially after the last
You
couple
know, it's
weeks.
a bit of mechanical talents in me, I suppose you could say. When it comes to my car,
There
That's
you go.
right.
you know, I've ripped apart all of the suspension, the brakes, the front axle,
Dean, you
the
could have gone
water
over-
pump, the cooling system, the radiator. Yeah, all sorts of fun things on the old jet have been flipped out.
If you're going to offer my help to him,
Yeah, you could have
No,
gone over to supervise and give assistance.
Dean's not mechanically gifted.
no, not when it comes to cars.
You know those AV cables on the old gaming systems? Yeah, he has a hard time with the colors. My brother actually used to really struggle with that when we were kids. He couldn't figure out how to
Is he
do it in. And I'm
colorblind?
like, no, he's not colorblind. I'm like, dude, it's red to red, white to white, yellow to yellow. And he just would never get it right. He'd put them
Okay.
in different imports and
All right, along those lines, and this is where it shows that I know a little bit more about John Deere, likely because there's a John Deere dealer right in the town where I live. First of all, if you watch the History Channel a lot and you see all those John Deere commercials at night with like the drive over decks for their lawn tractors, that's basically John Deere porn. And so for those of you who watch that enough, you wind up getting equipment like that. And their hydraulic hose ends are color coordinated. So if I need to switch from the mower deck to the bucket, you just blue to blue, red to red. It's great. Except you have to be a contortionist to get down there low enough. And I'm not that tall to try to get all those hydraulic hoses smashed together. But I can.
That's what they have stools for.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm going to go back. The Corn Palace. You said it's South Dakota, right?
Mitchell.
Mitchell. Dean, how does that make you feel knowing the Corn Palace is in South Dakota and not Nebraska?
A little upset?
The Huskers fan?
Not
Corn
at all.
Palace?
Not at all. No.
You got like a
Never been down there.
corn shack or something?
Corn shack.
I have driven by.
Hey, that rhymes with something.
You should, if in the area, be touristy, go see the Corn Palace. I think they change out the designs every other year.
Do they?
It's not
You
every
know
year,
what we
though.
should do? We should go take a trip out to the Ice Hotel in Minnesota.
Make a list. There are so many places we need to go and eat and consume their beverages
we
because
need
they
to
use
do.
local products.
So I've been in contact with old Pecos Hank a little bit for those that
New
are,
besties?
Well,
Y'all going to Taylor Swift together, or
you know that
what?
the message back and forth every 2 months. Yeah, you could say we're almost besties at
Nice.
this point. We got to get him up for ice fishing. We'll take him over to the ice castle, and he can go visit his family over in Duluth.
Why not?
But we're trying to work on patching together a date to have him back on again, talk about that big discovery from last week and how his season this year had went. The only thing is right now he's overseas. And he's
Did he chase the tornado that far?
I haven't heard back from him.
Kept going as a
on
typhoon.
what the heck he's doing over there, but he's all the way over in where was it? It's I want to say he's in Taiwan.
What if he's just catfishing Justin and making it up and we don't know?
Yeah, he ain't never coming back on your show.
Nice.
Oh, what do we got? 30 seconds here. Dan, you want to do the forecast now, or should we hold off to the last segment?
Let's hit it real quick here. We've
Alrighty.
got a beautiful afternoon out there. Plenty of sunshine with temperatures currently right around the 60-degree mark around the FM area. You go in the far northern valley, it's only in the 40s. Yeah, there's a cold front that's slowly moving southeastward. We'll see an increase in clouds as we head throughout the day. A few showers in the far northern valley will slowly sink southward. I think the majority of the day is going to be dry, but as we get towards evening, and especially after sunset, that's when we'll see our rain chances start to increase. Overnight, after reaching a high in the mid-60s today, we'll bottom out in the mid-40s tonight, and a little bit cooler tomorrow. A lot of clouds around, breezy out of the north, with highs around 50, much of the same on Wednesday, and then we're still keeping an eye on a potential storm at the end of the week, which, Bridgette, if you have travel plans going west, there's going to be advisories and watches issued out to our west, I'm sure. On a line from about Devil's Lake to Bismarck and points westward, there will be some pretty tricky travel as we head towards Thursday night and Friday, and some of that will spread into the valley, but it doesn't look like a big deal.
If you see my pickup on the road, y'all better have snow shovels and your winter survival kits with you.
You're
from
going
now
to
on.
Montana, aren't you?
Yes.
I don't even want to tell people where I'm going this week because there's potential.
So what's your next travel plans? When and where are you going next after this?
So I am set to go up towards Winnipeg the week of November 6th.
They let you back in the country there?
Yeah, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Double check
All
the passport. Things
Dean,
are
we're
good.
going to have to go look at the extended forecast during the break and see if there's anything rolling up towards Winnipeg
Yeah,
on
likely
the
is.
6th of November.
Okay, fine.
Well, hey, phone numbers to the program. If you want to join in on the conversation at any point, ask a question. That's 701-293-9000. That's the Red Wing Shoes phone line. Emails are always open as well, weather or ag@flagfamily.com, and live chat boxes over there on Facebook and YouTube. Dirk, thanks for the message over there on YouTube. We'll try and get back to you here in a moment. We're going to take a short moment, get caught up with the American Ag Network. When we come back, we're going to have our guest that'll be joining us. And Bridgette, do you want to give a little pre-introduction to who our guest will be in the next few minutes?
Sure. We're going to have Sam Krohn with us. Sam's with Ducks Unlimited. He'd reached out to me and said, hey, we have some programs for farmers. Do you want to talk about those on air? And I said, why don't you just come and do that with us? So Sam will be up next. Stick with us. You're going to want to hear how that could affect you and your operation.
Livestock is mostly lower with fats and feeders down hard. For the American Ag Network, I'm Richard Risvet with this market update. Sharp losses continue to develop through the live cattle futures trade today. The bearish news from the Cattle on Feed report, which posted cattle on feed numbers and placement numbers were well over expected levels, and September marketing of cattle was lower than expected. That caught traders off guard, although a portion of the pre-report protection already developed last week. The bearish tone in the market continued to go through the first couple of trade hours, which started out as a $2 to $3 per hundredweight loss at opening bell, which turned now into $4 to $5. Cash cattle markets have been quiet today. Trade last week actively developed on Thursday, with most of the trades seen on that day as well. Southern live deals traded at 183 to 185.50 per hundredweight, which is $1 to $2 higher than the previous week. Northern dress trade mostly at $2 per hundredweight higher than the previous week at 294, although the range was 289 to 295. Box beef prices are mixed. Choice down 42 and select up 384 with a movement of 45 loads. Feeders are down sharply as well, and that's no surprise given the downward pressure following Friday's cattle on feed report. Trade has held strong losses all day as trade weakness is seen through all late 2023 and most of 2024 contracts. We'll get a look at the livestock numbers. You're listening to the American Ag Network. The average American eats 250 eggs per year, which translates to a total annual consumption of 76.5 billion eggs in the U.S. About 60% of eggs produced here in the U.S. are used by consumers, and about 9% are used by the food service industry. A chef's hat is said to have a pleat for each of the many ways you can cook eggs. The color can range from white to deep brown. Hens with white feathers and earlobes lay white-shelled eggs, while hens with red feathers and earlobes lay brown-shelled eggs. Because breeds that lay brown eggs are typically slightly larger birds, they require more food, making brown eggs usually more expensive than white. You can tell whether an egg is fresh or stale by dropping it in water. A fresh egg will sink, but a stale one will float. Eggs also contain all the essential protein, minerals, and vitamins, and egg yolks are one of the few foods that naturally contain vitamin D. And eggs are also good for your eyes because they contain lutein, which helps prevent age-related cataracts and muscle degeneration. These farm facts brought to you by the American Ag Network. Let's get a look at the livestock numbers. Live cattle October down 427 at 180 even. December down 597 at 178.65. February down 675 at 180.97. And the April live cattle, they're down 630 at 184.12. Feeders October down 390 at 237.92. November down 640 at 235.82. Lean hogs December up 35 at 66.35. February down 37 at 70.05. And the April lean hogs, they're down 47 at 76.42. For the American Ag Network, I'm Richard Ristvet.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
All of the animals are here, including the three co-hosts. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, and welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thank you also to some of our sponsors for our Here We Grow project. Want to give a shout out to Ellingson Drainage. They have been doing an awesome job in the area, and they probably had a pretty good fall of getting work done. Just the fact that it's been fairly dry, you guys have given them some extended time this winter or this fall before winter to get some work done. Then also to Peterson Farm Seed. Again, they supplied our seed for our Here We Grow project, custom farming 20 acres of soybeans, but they do it for folks all over the region. They are the largest independent seed company around. All right, we have a guest with us today, and let the duck puns begin. This will be fun. We have with us Sam Krohn. Did I say that right, Sam?
Krohn.
Krohn. Sam Krohn. He's with Ducks Unlimited. And Sam, what the duck do you do over there?
So in North Dakota, I'm a conservation programs biologist, and we have various programs that work with farmers and ranchers to help improve their operations. Like what we like to say around the office is we like to keep the working lands working. Working for the farmers and ranchers, but also working for the wildlife, and benefiting both sides. And so, as a biologist, we have 4 biologists on our team and 1 agronomist, and we each have regions within the state that we work in. And I run a program that's a statewide program right now. But all of our biologists, we all work on pretty much the same programs, helping each other out, and helping our landowners that we work with.
And Sam, what's the goal with Ducks Unlimited, kind of tag teaming up with the farmers?
Well, like I said, with these working lands, improving soil health, improving water quality with the wetlands can benefit both, farmers and wildlife. helping those farmers and ranchers, raise their bottom line, improve their quality of life, on their operation. And also, helping the wildlife out, improving their habitats that they use. We are Ducks Unlimited, and those are the habitats that we, focus on within the state, within the prairie pothole region that we are in. And our main mission is to, with those working lands, improve the habitat for ducks and, other waterfowl species, but also the other wildlife within the state that, use those habitats and areas, but yeah, like I said, working with the landowners, 90 North Dakota is, majorly privately owned. And, those are the people that are on these landscapes working with the land every day. And they are a vital aspect to what we do and to accomplish our goals into improving wildlife habitats.
And Sam, being that 90% of the land is privately owned by our ag community, do you get a lot of cooperation? Do you get a lot of pushback? And if you do, for what reason?
So all of the programs that we work with are all voluntary. So, a lot of times, within areas, you start working with one person, and then the word, spreads to the neighbors or, in the local, coffee shops or at the local Cenex, and, if one person has a good, experience, then the next person hears about it. I can say that the landowners that I work with, they're always, really happy with what we're able to do for them and their operations. Whether it be benefiting their livestock operation or their agricultural operation or a mixed operation. It's a very, rewarding experience on both sides, in all aspects.
How do you go about when you work with these other groups, they're working with you? How do you go about to reach your goal to help the land, help Ducks Unlimited, and help the farmers and ranchers?
So we have various partnerships throughout the state with other conservation organizations, both federal, state, and nonprofit. We're all a pretty tight-knit group, and we all work together. And, if there's a lot of programs that each of us have that are, a touch different in, many aspects. But if one program doesn't fit a landowner, there's always another one out there. And whether it's through Ducks Unlimited or through another organization within the state, we just want to get those farmers and ranchers pointed in the right direction to accomplish the goals that they have set for their operation in their farm.
So Sam, I'm wondering, what's one of those goals? If I'm farming and I want to work with Ducks Unlimited, but what's the benefit? What's an actual example of something that's been a great benefit on a farm that you've been able to work with a grower?
One of the projects that I'm working on is a landowner that bought some surrounding land around his farm, around his home, his farmstead, and it was all cropland, and he wanted to increase the size of his grazing operation. So this land that he purchased, he's putting it back to native grasses. And so what we're doing with that project is, doing grass plantings and installing grazing infrastructure, boundary fences, cross fences, installing wells, water tanks. The whole operation is being cost shared with him so that he can, increase his grazing operation, and install a rotational grazing operation on that land that hasn't been grazed probably in 50, 60 years. And that's one of the bigger goals that we encounter is better and higher quality grazing opportunities. And some of that turns into rotational grazing, getting more cells within your land so you have a better rest recovery. And that helps improve that grass stand over a long period of time, become drought tolerant, just kind of helping those, grazing operations to improve or to start up, is a very big goal for a lot of people that we work with.
I see. Well, we got to hit bottom of the hour news here quick, Sam, so hold on for a moment. We're going to come back to this conversation in just a few minutes. And if you're listening, you got a question, you want to ask that, give us a call on the Red Wing Shoes phone line. That's 701-293-9000. Again, 701-293-9000. Emails to the program are weather or ag@flagfamily.com. As I mentioned, we'll get caught up with bottom of the hour news, and we'll come back and continue talking about ducks and farming in just a moment.
Do you suffer from stiff, achy, chronic knee pain? Have you been told you have arthritis? Is knee pain keeping you from enjoying your favorite hobbies? If so, the next 60 seconds could change your life. Please listen carefully. If we find you are a candidate for our unique approach, we will do a trial treatment, and day one you will know without a doubt if we can help you. Pick up the phone right now and call 701-502-6200. And best of all, we may be able to reduce and even eliminate your knee pain without pills, shots, or surgery. Due to limited capacity, you must call now at 701-502-6200. Hurry. Call now to find out if you qualify for our program that is changing lives and helping people save time, money, and agony. Call now 701-502-6200. You have nothing to lose, so call right now.
Good afternoon, I'm Tom Tucker, WDAY News First. A prominent new component of flood protection for Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding communities is now in place. The Metro Flood Diversion Authority is hosting a dedication ceremony Friday after the completion of the diversion inlet structure in Horace. Speakers and a dedicated plaque will be installed. Once the remainder of the FM diversion is complete, the structure will provide flood protection to more than 260,000 people in the FM Metro. A Democratic Minnesota congressman may enter the race for president by the end of this week. Reports indicate that 3rd District Congressman Dean Phillips may enter the race for the Democratic presidential nomination by this Friday. That's the filing deadline for the New Hampshire Democratic presidential primary. Minnesota Republican Congressman Tom Emmer will make a bid to become the next Speaker of the House. Emmer said in a letter to his Republican colleagues that he would always be honest and direct and never make promises he couldn't fulfill. He also urged them to, quote, come together for the good of the American people. And Fargo firefighters battled a kitchen fire in a townhome Sunday morning. Fire crews were called to the 4700 block of 47th Street South around 8:45. The cause was cooking oil igniting and spreading to kitchen fixtures. Damage is estimated at $20,000. Tom Tucker, WDAY, and WDAYRadioNow.com.
Hi, Teresa here from the Fargo Red Wing Shoe Store. Get ready to strut your stuff confidently, like a duck in a downpour, through rain-soaked streets and muddy fields. Come see us and make a splash in a new pair of Red Wing boots. No more soggy socks or chilly toes. Our boots are built tough to keep you warm and dry. Why settle for anything less? Step into style and weatherproof your feet with a new pair of Red Wing boots. Red Wing shoes for ultimate durability. Quack.
We've got Brian in studio from Collins & Kronk Raymond James.
Brian, I was visiting with my girlfriend the other day, and she's just a few years from retirement. She was wondering if she can still retire if there's a recession just around the corner.
This is why planning is so important. When Collins & Kronk does a financial plan for you, we look at several different scenarios. We consider the positives or the good times, as well as the bad. What if there is a recession? We do the math so we can answer your questions with confidence. We want to help you make smart decisions like when to retire or what investments to use.
Whether it's a recession or an economic boom, Collins & Kronk can help you make the right decisions. If you have $500,000 or more, call Collins & Kronk in Fargo today, 701-235-0119, 701-235-0119. Securities are offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Services Advisors, Inc. Collins & Kronk is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services.
Weather and Ag in Focus on WDAY Radio.
Welcome back to WDAY Weather and Ag in Focus. And our Screaming Goat mascot has returned.
Yes. There you go, Steve.
That just means that Justin's back in studio.
By the way, Steve, if you're watching, I got your little care package here from Bridgette. We'll give it a listen later on, buddy.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can use some of that for what we do here in the show.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So on the line with us is our guest today, and that is Sam Krohn. Sam is with Ducks Unlimited. And Sam, when you first reached out and you said, hey, I have some programs specifically to farmers, let's talk about what those are and what details our farmers need to know if they might be interested.
Yeah, so right now, two of our biggest programs, our one program is with the North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund, and it's our cover crop program, our cover crop and livestock program that helps farmers and ranchers if they want to start grazing on crop ground and to initiate those cover crops to start utilizing that ground for full season grazing or fall or winter grazing. And we're able to help cost share with the cover crop seed, put grazing infrastructure on those crop fields to utilize that land for cows, and use that working land to keep it working throughout the off seasons, and get those cover crops growing. And with that program, that really helps our soil quality, puts a little more back into the soil, in those colder months, and while, being able to utilize it for grazing. The other program that I'm working with right now is our Regional Conservation Partnership Program in coalition with NRCS. And that's using the EQIP program. And it's run just like the EQIP program, but instead of going to your local NRCS office, you'd be working with me or another biologist at Ducks Unlimited. And so that program, we're in our second phase of it right now, and it's going very well. It's a great program. That program focuses a little more on improving rotational grazing operations and starting new grazing operations with grass restorations, the infrastructure on fencing, water lines, tanks, wells, rural hookups, anything of that nature. And that program is, like I said, we're in our second phase, and we're actually in a current batching period or application period. And that's open right now. And in that this period will close at the end of November here.
So, Sam, when you said the EQIP program from NRCS, does this program from Ducks Unlimited take place of that or work in conjunction with what NRCS is doing? Because I do know a number of farmers that have worked with the EQIP program over the last probably 5 to 8 years.
Yeah, I would say that it just works in conjunction. The only big difference in this program is that instead of working with NRCS staff or field staff, you're working with me, and then in turn I'm working with the NRCS staff or the state staff in the state office to get these projects done and keep moving forward.
Okay, that does help because there can be an awful lot of red tape, so to speak, when you're working with some of those programs. So if you're able to cut through a bit of that red tape, that's very useful. Yeah, it's a good situation there.
And Steve, how does or Sam? I'm sorry. Where'd I get Steve from?
Oh, because we're reading our comments from YouTube.
Sorry, we're reading YouTube comments here. Sam, how does this affect duck hunters in particular? Does this benefit them at all?
Yeah, I mean, with the more habitat that we're able to enhance or even restore, that's hopefully more ducks that we're able to put out on the landscape and to help hunters that are coming into these regions for opportunities in the fall. Puts more birds that in the areas that they're hunting, hopefully that they're able to harvest. And definitely in the southern states, up here, we're in the prairie pothole region where 50% of North America's waterfowl populations use this landscape for breeding and migration. And, so hunters throughout, North America, can feel the impact of what we're doing up here as long as, we can get Mother Nature to cooperate, with, keeping our wetlands, with water and, keeping that moisture on the ground. But yeah, definitely it benefits, hunters, all over North America.
I got one for you. Ducks Unlimited's got a lot of restoration projects. They're a big land conservator. How does bird flu play a factor into anything you do, if it does, with your long-term goals?
Yeah, so I'm sure most people see we have some outbreaks last spring with the snow goose migrations, and what we try to do is just try to keep people informed with that. Right now there's still there's not a lot of unknowns about it right now, but we're just with the projects that we're doing with the restored habitat, because sometimes when you have those birds bunched up in small areas, that's where you can get these large outbreaks. And sometimes with these restoration projects or the projects that we have, putting more habitat on the ground could maybe ease some of that and limit the outbreaks that we're seeing, and try to do the best we can.
Stop them at the border. Ask them if they feel healthy and well today, just like when I go in to donate blood. That'll do it.
Right.
Make sure everybody's feeling good.
Can you please take a moment to fill out this survey?
Can I see your passport, sir? All of those things matter. So as we've talked about the programs and so forth, are you on an uptick of folks working with Ducks Unlimited? Do you feel like people are, I don't want to say stalled out, but sort of plateaued in the projects that they're doing, or where does that trajectory look for you?
No, I wouldn't say plateaued. I mean, we have landowners that we work with continuously where they enter into a program and they liked, the experience or the outcome of it. And then they find another program that, fits a goal that they have for their operation. We have a lot of landowners like that. And, I think just because of the opportunities that we're able to give, farmers and ranchers with the programs, with the different programs that we have and the different avenues that we're able to take, we can, if they enter into, one of our programs and then they want to switch gears, that's what we can do for them. And I wouldn't say, with this RCPP, our Regional Conservation Partnership Program, we've definitely seen an uptick of communication and interactions with landowners and farmers. Either they're seeking information or actually looking to move forward with a project. And I've had a lot of calls with people, and if they're when they're asking questions about RCPP, and it turns out that the program really doesn't fit their needs, I've kicked them over to a lot of our other biologists and who have started other projects with them with our other programs. So definitely, there's a lot of opportunities that we're able to give people, and we're not shy to, if we're not able to do anything for them, we're not shy to, share with other organizations programs with what they can do for them.
Let's say you're not in agriculture, you don't have land that you can make an agreement with between Ducks Unlimited and yourself. Can someone not involved in ag at all be involved in these projects?
Yeah, so we have, throughout the state, there's, we have local, chapters and, and volunteering. And if you want to be involved with Ducks Unlimited, you can reach out to our office in Bismarck here, and there's plenty of volunteer opportunities, and for people who want to be involved but don't have the means or the opportunity on their if they don't own land. There's plenty of volunteering opportunities that they can be a part of to help Ducks Unlimited and farmers and ranchers within the state.
I would imagine there might be a fair amount of duck hunters that want to be a part of those types of things in order to improve that habitat just for their hunting needs. Would that be correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think there was an option when I got my migratory birds license in duck hunting a couple of years ago. I think there was an option to donate a couple bucks to Ducks Unlimited on there.
That might be the case.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there are definitely...
Yeah, it's definitely a popular thing for North Dakota Game and Fish. When you buy your licenses, you can donate to the plots program as well. The private land open to sportsmen program that they have that opens, private land to hunting opportunities. You can definitely do that.
And
it's definitely a great option.
North Dakota is well thought of in that regard as far as duck, goose hunters, etc. Last week, I had a Twitter friend from Texas who drove all the way up here from by Houston in order to just go hunting on public lands in North Dakota. So I would have to say that people find the fun in what they do as far as outdoors and so forth, and North Dakota is a destination for that. It really has been.
So, Sam, how can landowners
100%.
and people not involved in agriculture, how can they get information to get involved and help the cause?
Ducks Unlimited has a website, ducks.org. There's a lot of great information on there that they can look at. If you're within the state of North Dakota, you can, we do have a state page, but it's currently under construction on the website. But the best way to get information for the state of North Dakota is you can either come to the office in Bismarck, or you can give us a call, 701-355-3500, and ask any questions you want, and you'll be directed to the right person.
Right on. Well, we appreciate you coming on here and talking to us a little bit about it. If there's anything that we didn't get to that you'd want to mention, we got about a minute left if you want to bring any of those things up quick, or even just a reminder on a couple of top projects going on.
Yeah, so like I was saying, we have our RCPP program rolling right now in our second phase, and that application batching period is open till the end of November. So if anybody, is interested in that program or wants some more information, they can just call the office and reach out to me to get one of those applications. And, sometimes those phone calls turn into meetings face-to-face and then can turn into a project. And, that's what we're all about. So.
Hey, right on. Well, Sam, appreciate you coming on here and talking. When we come back, we have a few ag topics that we're going to hit, and we also have another check on that forecast. And of course, if you have any questions, you can give us a call at 701-293-9000. That's the Red Wing Shoes phone line. Stay tuned. Weather and Ag in Focus. We'll be right back.
It's Jay and Ronnie from the Coffee Club, and we enjoy drinking coffee because it keeps us energized and focused.
Well, let's be frank. I enjoy drinking coffee because coffee keeps me wide-eyed in the morning, but I'll tell you this type of coffee is organic, specialty-grade coffee, beans selected from the top 2% available, 100% Arabica bean coffee, certified organic, non-GMO, low acidity, rich, smooth, and ready to drink.
The finish is clean and it has a pleasant aftertaste. It's delicious. It's so far the best coffee that we've had. It's also roasted and packed in the US of A. We love it and we guarantee you will too. All you need to do is go to mystore.com, click on My Coffee, and enter the promo code WDAY.
That's promo code WDAY to get your own My Coffee.
It's also roasted and packed in the US of A. We love it and we guarantee you will too. Go to mystore.com, promo code WDAY.
It's the little things that make the difference. From pre-planning to follow-up care with our licensed social worker, at West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center, we are committed to meeting your every need. To learn more about pre-planning or to receive a free planning guide, we invite you to call or visit our website at westfuneralhome.com. Serving the Valley for over 100 years.
West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center. Little things make the difference.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Hagenson, Saturday at 6 a.m. At Creative Planning, we offer full-service, comprehensive wealth management services through our in-house team of wealth managers, accountants, and attorneys to integrate all aspects of your financial life. Don't settle for a standard portfolio or a set-it-and-forget-it plan. Get all the expertise, all the advice you need, all in-house. Visit creativeplanning.com. That's creativeplanning.com.
Think pink and help make a difference, because during Pucklich in Valley City's Why Pink event, we're donating $100 for every vehicle sold and $10 for every service repair order. Help us reach our goal of $10,000 donated to the JRMC Cancer Center and the Sanford Roger Maris Cancer Center. So think pink and help make a difference as we raise $10,000 donated to the JRMC Cancer Center and Sanford Roger Maris Cancer Center during our Why Pink event at Pucklich Chevrolet GMC in Valley City.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Here's a message just for the attorneys out there. So you passed the bar, joined a firm, or even built your own. Now are you finding out that you're doing more administration than actual law practice? Lexicon can help. Lexicon is a legal technology provider with over a decade of experience streamlining administrative tasks like timekeeping, billing, and more, so you can focus on maximizing billable hours and increasing client satisfaction. Call 855-4LEXICON or visit lexiconservices.com/go to learn more.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait. Everybody calm down!
It had another 10 seconds on it, but I figured I'd just cut it off there.
Nice. I like that.
1:51 in the afternoon. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank Sam Krohn for joining us from Ducks Unlimited. Sam, great guest. A lot of questions, great answers, and great weather. This might be a little warm for duck hunting out there today. That's for sure.
But pretty soon.
Yeah, pretty soon. Yeah, they're going to be migrating south real quick as we turn much colder by week's end. A beautiful afternoon out there right now. Temperatures vary quite a bit across the valley. 40s in the northern valley, and yet we're at 60 degrees here in the FM area. A beautiful afternoon. Get out and enjoy it.
I'm going to have to put the flannel sheets on the bed.
Did you say it was 40 up north?
In the 40s.
I might have to put my long sleeve shirt on instead of my t-shirt.
There you go.
And wear some pants, would you?
Yeah, leave me alone. There's a desk here. They can't see
This is true.
You and your gym shorts.
Thank goodness.
At least they're shorts.
We're looking at temperatures in the 60s here in the central and southern valley. Cooler 40s to 50 in the northern valley. And a cool front is approaching from the north and west, and that will increase our clouds a little bit. And a chance for showers. Showers already ongoing in the far northern valley, but I think we'll see our clouds increase and thicken up as we head towards evening. Most of the rain should be holding off till after dark, although can't rule out an isolated light sprinkle before that. After topping out in the mid-60s today, we'll bottom out in the mid-40s tonight. Winds shift to the north 10 to 20, and then as we head into tomorrow and Wednesday, highs both days right around 50, a lot of cloud cover, breezy out of the north. And then we'll be still keeping an eye on a storm system out to our west. That'll be riding out of the Rockies as we head towards week's end. And it's not cloudy out.
You give it another 8 minutes.
No, it's not. Cloudy. Man, get out of here.
Continue with your weather.
It was much more pleasant when you worked from home.
I don't know about that.
We've got much colder weather by the end of the week, and we're looking at temperatures into the 30s for highs by week's end, and we'll be keeping an eye on that storm system riding out of the Rockies Thursday and Friday. Winter storm watches already have been issued north of a Bismarck-Dickinson line, and that stretches all the way into Montana.
I've been missing those kind of warnings and
advisories. So I'm sure those advisories and watches will be extended a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that storm system, make sure it doesn't do anything wonky, but
I am standing on my ground
okay.
here that it is still too warm as far as our ground is concerned, that what we get will not stay because the ground's too warm.
Well, it will stick if it falls at night.
Till the next day
during
when the sun comes out.
It only takes about an inch of snow to melt and cool the surface layer, and then the rest of it piles up, and then it's nice. You got snow on the ground. Everyone's happy.
We're not
Janae's
there yet.
upset. Bridget's mad.
I mean, I know it's coming, but I don't think it's going to happen yet.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm just that optimistic.
Out west, yeah, where you're
Out
traveling.
west. Yeah, where you're going.
Yeah, that'll be another story. But here in Fargo, yeah, if we do get anything, it will melt quick.
The weather special that we're going to do is essentially my travel schedule overlaid with the weather special to see where that intersects. Pretty much. When is that, Dean?
December 5th, Tuesday.
At what time?
Jay Thomas Show, 2:00. Be sure to mark your calendars.
I thought I'd come in that day.
That would be nice. Make sure to wear a suit.
I will.
Yeah, this will be our biggest one.
That's right.
Can we mention that?
Yeah, so we'll be broadcasting out to our sister stations in Grand Rapids. So we will be stretching our weather special all the way from northern Minnesota through the entire state here of North Dakota.
Into Montana,
into a little bit of Montana.
Can't wait for
southern parts of Canada.
I want the calls from Glasgow.
South Dakota. So
this is a big one for us.
I know.
We got a big range this time.
So, do you guys need a map?
If anyone else wants to join in on the weather special, you can send me an email at justin.storm@flagfamily.com.
And you're going to need a lot
We
of
get
them.
a nationally syndicated thing here soon.
Well, we'll try. Why not?
We'll see what can happen with that. Someone's listening. They're like, hey, that's a good idea. I want to jump on board with this.
Great idea. Come and get it.
All right. Well, let's see. We got a couple ag topics left to get to during the course of our last 3 minutes or so. And
speaking of great ideas, I got one.
Let's hear it.
All right. So in 2003, Congress established what was called the Rural Veterinary Workforce Act. And this was to help assist with a shortage by giving qualifying veterinarians student loan repayment if they took a 3-year commitment to small communities and served as large animal vets. Well, it ran into some problems with that because it really showed significant federal holding tax, which limited the resources and, frankly, the benefit of doing it. Now, Congress is proposing something different, where this act would provide tax benefits to veterinarians to encourage them to go into rural practice. And there's a couple of reasons for it. One, we are incredibly short on large animal veterinarians. There are 500 counties in the U.S. that do not have access to a large animal vet. Two, those vets serve as like the front line of defense. So if you think about not having enough ER doctors, it's the similar situation in veterinarian care. If you have something such as hoof and mouth disease, swine flu, and larger outbreaks of bird flu, those vets are the ones who are diagnosing, who are helping to care. Small animal vets can do that, but they're not as good at it, right? We all have our specialties, orthopedics versus cancer doctors. So what's happening now is we're going to try to see some financial assistance to bring more vets into the area. And when we have problems with large animal outbreaks like that, that becomes a problem with our food supply. And that's also an issue of national security. So keep everybody fed and healthy and things go better.
There we go.
Just a heads up.
Thank you for that, Bridgette.
Absolutely.
And let's see, what do you guys got? What do you got in the store for the rest of the day? We got I guess we could plug our Here We Grow series because we're gonna go do a video right after this.
And we had one come out on Friday.
Episode number 25.
Yes, we were there.
And I think in that episode, that's where we brought the beans over to the weigh station, correct?
They're at the elevator. They got dropped off. I was in the truck with Farmer Mike, one of our farm cooperators, as we dropped those beans. Very soon, we'll be announcing our yield.
And we have 2 correct guesses on our social media page.
Yes, so far.
There may be more.
There could be more.
People are going to have to go to
I've only looked at one page.
You're going to have to go to our Weather
I got
and
a
Ag
handful more to
Facebook
look at.
page, and they're going to need to check out that whole contest because we are giving away one of our rain gauges from Productive Alternatives in Fergus Falls, Minnesota.
Yeah, all you got to do is head over to the Facebook page, Weather and Ag in Focus. It's pinned right on the top. It says rain gauge giveaway. Guess the yield on the amount of average bushel we got per acre on our 20 acres. If you don't have Facebook, head over to YouTube. It's episode 21 of the Here We Grow series titled, what was it? Checking Bean Moisture and a Giveaway is the title of
I think
that.
that was it.
And that's going to wrap it up for us here on the show today. I hope
Is
you
that
all
it already?
enjoyed. That's it.
We're there.
That was quick.
Everyone will be back tomorrow.
Get out and
1 to
enjoy
2
this
o'clock
weather.
in the afternoon. As Dean said, before the clouds roll in.
This
Have
might
a
be
great
the
rest
last
of the
day
day,
of the
everyone.
60s. Get out and enjoy it.
the rest of the funk.